The narrative of Totally Killer, a movie set in 2023 but commencing its story in 1987, unfolds in North Vernon, a small town shadowed by a chilling past. Three teenage friends, Tiffany, Marissa, and Heather, met a gruesome fate 36 years ago on Halloween Day. Their assailant, a menacing figure in black and wearing a mask, mercilessly stabbed each girl 16 times. This horrific act gave the murderer the chilling nickname Sweet 16 Killer. Following this dreadful incident, the killer mysteriously disappeared, yet the memory lingered, haunting the town. The mask worn by the killer evolved into an infamous symbol within North Vernon. In a bizarre twist of tradition, every Halloween since the murders has seen locals wearing replicas of this mask, a chilling reminder to the Sweet 16 Killer. Fast forward to the present day, where we meet Jamie, a young woman with a taste for life and a passion for music. She is eagerly anticipating the Killer Instinct concert, planning to attend with her best friend, Amelia. However, Jamie's mother, Pam, is consumed with anxiety. The scars of the town's dark history, particularly with Halloween on the horizon, weigh heavily on her. Despite Jamie's proficiency in self-defense and her array of protective gadgets, Pam's worst fears are shockingly realized. In a harrowing turn of events, after a 36-year disappearance, the Sweet 16 Killer reemerges. The killer's return brings tragedy to Jamie's doorstep, as her mother falls victim to this relentless murderer, leaving Jamie heartbroken and enveloped in a mystery that ties her present to the town's sinister past. Soon after, the small town is engulfed in a state of heightened fear due to the haunting resurgence of the Sweet 16 Killer. Amid this tense atmosphere, Jamie, the daughter of the recently murdered Pam, encounters Chris, a familiar face in town and the dedicated host of a podcast that delves into the story of the Sweet 16 Killer. This meeting stirs the pot of local gossip, as rumors had been circulating about a secretive affair between Pam and Chris, fueled by their frequent communications prior to Pam's tragic death. Chris, however, reveals a startling truth to Jamie. He discloses that their contact was not romantic in nature, but rather a collaborative investigation into the dark history of the Sweet 16 Killer. This partnership unearthed a chilling detail from the past. After the original murders in 1987, a sinister note was discovered in Pam's mother's locker, warning that she would be the next target. This revelation had been a closely guarded secret, with Pam carrying the burden of this terrifying prophecy, living her life in the shadow of a constant threat. In the midst of this revelation, Jamie, fueled by a mix of grief and determination, decides to take matters into her own hands to unmask the Sweet 16 Killer. She teams up with Amelia, her best friend, who possesses not only a keen intellect, but also an extraordinary invention. Amelia had been working on a groundbreaking project for the school's science fair, held near the bustling Billy's Boardwalk, a time machine inspired by research left by her own mother. Their plans take an unexpected turn when the Sweet 16 Killer, continuing his reign of terror, targets Jamie. In a frantic attempt to escape, Jamie finds herself taking refuge in Amelia's time machine. In a twist of fate, the machine, perhaps influenced by the intense emotions and chaotic situation, activates and transports Jamie back in time. She lands in the year 1987, precisely one day before the original murders happened, offering her an unforeseen opportunity to unravel the mystery and possibly alter the course of history. In this unfamiliar era, Jamie faces the challenge of familiarizing to a world vastly different from her own. During her unexpected exploration in the past, she uncovers startling truths about her mother, Pam. To Jamie's surprise, she learns that Pam, in her youth, was not the person she thought she knew. Pam was part of a notorious group known as the Mollies, alongside Tiffany, Marissa, and Heather, and was known for her bullying behavior. In this bygone era, Jamie crosses paths with Lauren, who, in a twist of fate, is Amelia's mother. Lauren, at this point in time, is in the early stages of her groundbreaking research on time travel. When Jamie shares her incredible story and the circumstances of her time-traveling incident, Lauren, with a mind open to the extraordinary, believes her and agrees to help. She commits to repairing the time machine, offering Jamie a glimmer of hope in her quest to return to her own time. As Jamie navigates the complexities of 1987 and attempts to alter events, her actions inadvertently goes through time. Back in 2023, Jamie's existence becomes a mystery. She has seemingly vanished, and a search for her ensues. Despite her best efforts to change the course of events and prevent the tragedies of the past, Jamie's interventions yield mixed results. Tragically, she is unable to save Tiffany and Heather from their fates. Although the circumstances of their deaths change, Heather, in a heartbreaking twist, dies in place of Marissa. Amidst these events, Jamie, leveraging her knowledge of the future, manages to convince her future parents, Pam and Blake, and their circle of friends, that she possesses psychic abilities. She warns them about the impending attacks, hoping to alter the future and unmask the Sweet 16 killer. Her actions set in motion a series of events that could potentially change the future and unravel the mystery that has haunted her family and the town for decades. Before she knew it, Jamie, stuck in 1987, is desperately working to prevent the infamous Sweet 16 killer's murders. Back in her original timeline, 2023, her friends Amelia and Chris are putting their heads together in an urgent effort to retrieve Jamie from the past. They piece together Jamie's whereabouts by meticulously examining old photographs and searching through historical records, which eventually leads them to the astonishing realization that Jamie is indeed in the year 1987. Meanwhile, in 1987, Jamie is fully aware of the Sweet 16 killer's looming threat at Billy's Boardwalk, especially during the much-anticipated Halloween carnival. With the clock ticking, she finds herself in a frantic race against time. Her mission is twofold: to crash the killer's plans, thereby altering a grim chapter of the town's history, and to find a way back to her own time. In a strategic move, Lauren, who has been working on the time machine, devises a plan to facilitate Jamie's return. She decides to set up the time machine at the Halloween carnival itself, integrating it with the event's live broadcast signal. This setup ensures that once Jamie confronts the Sweet 16 killer at the carnival, she will be in close proximity to both Lauren and the crucial time travel device. The climax of the movie unfolds with heart-pounding intensity at the carnival. Jamie, along with Pam's friends, lays an ambush for the Sweet 16 killer. The plan comes to a head when Kara, the daughter of the town's sheriff, confronts and ultimately kills the assailant. In a shocking revelation, the killer is unmasked as Doug, who in the future is known as the principal of Vernon High School. This revelation sends shockwaves through the characters and viewers alike, as the true identity of the notorious Sweet 16 killer is finally brought to light. The plot thickens as the characters delve into the backstory of the Sweet 16 killer. The prevailing theory among the townsfolk is that the killer was motivated by revenge against the Mollies, a group known for their bullying deeds. This theory gains traction when it's revealed that the group's actions had severe consequences for someone close to the killer. Doug, who was unmasked as the Sweet 16 killer, harbored a deep-seated grudge rooted in a tragic incident involving his girlfriend, Trish. The key piece of evidence linking Doug to his emotional motive is a locket he possesses, which contains a picture of Trish. Marissa, one of the Mollies, recounts a distressing memory from their past. During a sleepover, the group, in a cruel twist of peer pressure and bullying, forced a drunken Trish into confessing a rumor related to her and Coach Zan. The incident was so harrowing for Trish that she left in tears, and in her distraught state, she was involved in a fatal car accident while driving under the influence. Marissa speculates that Doug was aware of the sleepover's events and the role the Mollies played in Trish's death, leading him to seek vengeance against them. Amidst these revelations, Jamie struggles with her feelings towards her mother, Pam. She initially criticizes Pam for her apparent involvement in the group's cruelty. However, Pam reveals a crucial detail. She was not present at the sleepover, having had a falling out with Tiffany, another member of the Mollies. The plot takes another dark turn when, during this tense confrontation, another Sweet 16 killer suddenly appears and brutally attacks Marissa. Jamie is stunned to recognize this new assailant. The killer's mask is noticeably damaged, a distinct feature that Jamie remembers from 2023. This chilling realization suggests that the Sweet 16 killer she's facing now is the same one from her original timeline, indicating a complex intertwining of past and future events in this gripping narrative. In this tense part of the movie, Lauren discovers Amelia lying unconscious near the time machine, a crucial element in their plan to alter the past. Determined to make things right, Lauren devises a bold plan to send Jamie back an additional day in time. Her goal is to change history by saving Jamie's mother, Pam, from her tragic fate. However, their plan faces an unforeseen and chilling obstacle. The new Sweet 16 killer, who has been terrorizing the town, is shockingly revealed to be Chris from the future. Chris's unexpected and sinister presence in the past adds a complex layer to the unfolding events. In a horrifying twist, Chris commits a horrific act by murdering his own father, and he does so during a live TV broadcast, sending shockwaves of horror through the town. Amidst this chaos, Jamie uncovers the dark and twisted motive behind Chris's actions. Chris, whose life has become obsessively entwined with the legend of the Sweet 16 killer, orchestrated Pam's murder. He fabricated the note suggesting Pam was a target of the killer, all in a bid to perpetuate and rekindle interest in the Sweet 16 killer's story. The renewed attention surrounding the killer's myth has made Chris infamous, feeding his desire for fame. The climax of the movie is a fierce and intense battle inside the time machine. Jamie, fueled by a mix of determination and desperation, engages in a fight with Chris. In a dramatic and explosive conclusion to their confrontation, Jamie emerges as the victor. Chris, who was not safely within the control pod of the time machine, meets a gruesome end as his body explosively disintegrates. This scene marks a pivotal moment in the movie, showcasing Jamie's resilience and bringing a closure to the terror inflicted by Chris in his twisted quest for notoriety. In the climactic moments of the movie, Jamie, having navigated the treacherous waters of time travel, successfully returns to the future. She finds herself back in the year 2023, specifically on the day before Halloween. This return, however, reveals a dramatically altered reality. Jamie discovers that her mother, Pam, is now alive, a direct result of the changes she enacted in the past. In this new version of 2023, Jamie learns that only Lauren retains any memory of her time-traveling journey. Lauren, demonstrating her meticulous nature, has carefully documented all the events that have changed as a result of Jamie's interventions in the past. This creates a unique bond between them, as they share a secret history unknown to others. Jamie's life in this altered timeline holds several surprises. She encounters a man who enters her house, unfamiliar to her but evidently known to others in her family. Lauren explains that due to the altered events, Jamie's parents, Pam and Blake, came together earlier than in the original timeline. This union resulted in Jamie having a 34-year-old brother, a sibling she never knew she had. Furthermore, Jamie herself has undergone a change. In this new timeline, her name is 𝐂𝐤. Other significant changes abound in 𝐂𝐤's, formerly Jamie's, world. Lauren has pursued a successful career as a bioengineer. Amelia, still 𝐂𝐤's best friend, remains a constant in her life despite the shifting timelines. The movie also reveals alterations in the lives of other characters. In a stark contrast to his original fate, Chris, deeply traumatized by witnessing his father's death on television, has sought refuge in a monastery in India, a far cry from his previous obsession with the Sweet 16 killer. The movie concludes here, painting a picture of how one person's journey through time can ripple across the lives of many, creating a world that is familiar, yet distinctly different from the one Jamie once knew. This ending leaves us reflecting on the impact of choices, the fluidity of fate, and the intricate nature of time. Did this story spook you out? Let us know in the comments below. For more horror movie recaps, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next one. Fear awaits you.